Hello there, welcome to class. I'm Miss Faust. Please make sure, like always, that you have paper available and a pen or a pencil. I need you to write down what's up on the board. Okay, this is information for your assignment today. So are you ready? Let me check. Okay, looks good, looks good. So follow me on over to the board here. Come on. Follow me over here and let me get a marker as my pointer. We're going to have a research project. Yes, it's good to have research projects, isn't it? It's fun to find more information, learn new things. Oh, yes, indeed. Okay, so here's the assignment. Again, make sure you write down this information because this is what you need in order to do the research project. And no, it will only be for today. So you don't have to worry about a day, 2 or 3 or 4. Okay? So what I need you to do is the following. I need you to research a story or a poem. Okay? Written by one of the following writers/poets. Okay? Now, I'm talking writers/poets from our entire school year so far. Yes, I did not put everyone's name up there. I chose a few. Okay? So here we have Guy de Maupassant, Victor Sakhalin, Leo Tolstoy, Pablo Neruda, and Hernando Tellez. Those are your choices. Okay? Just those 5. No, I'm sorry. Not Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. No. Or W.H. Auden. Yeah, you wanted to do Auden. Yeah, he'd be fun, but this is the selection. Okay? So, pick one of these names. Now I can tell you that Maupassant and Tolstoy definitely will have a lot of stories out there. Okay, so if you're wondering, which one has lots of stories? I mean, like a guarantee, so I don't have to go with this one and that one. Maupassant and Tolstoy especially. But then again, you might be interested in Tellez, what else he has written. Okay? Or you might be interested in something else by Neruda. Another poem of his. If you enjoyed, the poem we read, okay, then you might want another one. After all, reading about the enemy, the speaker and the enemy, and learning about truths, okay, that might have inspired you to read something more of his. Okay, that's fine. So again, the point being, choose only one of these people. No, I don't want information about them. We already covered that. Okay? I gave you some information about them. I want you to basically Google Maupassant, if that's who you're interested in, and find some more of his work. Some of his stories. Yes, you might try to angle for one of his shorter stories. So if you don't want to read 15, 20 pages, look for something that's shorter, okay? Or if you really don't mind reading, if you really enjoy it a lot, and you really are fascinated by Maupassant, you might want one of his longer stories, okay? So that's what you're doing. You're going to Google Maupassant, or Tellez, or Pablo Neruda, whoever you want, and find some more of that person's work. And then choose, okay? Choose just one story or just one poem. Do we all understand that? Okay, I don't want you, reading every little thing that pops up. No. Just pick one. Okay. This way, you have the opportunity to read something other than what was assigned in class. Okay? Then, on paper, yes, guess what? You can use lined paper for this. So, on paper, I want you to share this following information. Okay, obviously, first we're going to read the poem, read the story. Okay? I do not want to know what the scholars out there or the critics out there have to say about the stories or the poems. Okay? I want to know what you have to say. So, please bear that in mind. I need the title of the work, okay? Obviously, And then obviously I also need to know who's your choice. So I don't want to have to sit there and figure out, okay, there are 5. I wonder if this is Tejas. So please make sure I also have the writer's name. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. Then obviously the title in quotation marks. Quotation marks, don't underline. I want a summary. In other words, the key ideas, the key points, the highlights of that story, of that poem. Please use complete sentences. Don't use a bunch of little words, a bunch of phrases. Use sentences to do this summary. Okay, so do we understand what a summary is? Again, the key ideas. What is the story all about? Okay. All right. And if your story is, let's say, 15 pages long, no, you don't have to write me a summary. That's 1 page. Summaries tend to be short. So you're going, it's fine. No, they're more than 3-4 sentences. Keep that in mind. Also, I want you to highlight these literary elements. In other words, I want you to focus on these 3. Now, if you're doing poetry, you might say, well, wait a minute. This poem doesn't have a setting. That's fine. Then you don't worry about the setting. Don't worry about it. But if you're doing a story, I want to know, what's the setting? Tell me about the characters. If you're doing a poem, talk to me about the speaker, the one who's telling. Okay, not narrator, as in the story, but the speaker. Okay, and the theme for both poem and story. This, you can do the theme. So if you're doing poetry, you definitely can do speaker and theme, and if appropriate, you can even do setting. But if you're doing the story, you're doing all 3. Do we understand? If you're doing a story, I want to know about the setting, I want to know about the characters, and I want to know the theme. Now, again, I want to know what you think is the theme. And then tell me why. Give me proof. If you tell me the theme is about the loss of a loved one, okay, that's great. Fantastic. Prove it. Give me some kind of proof so I know, yeah, that is, okay, the loss of a loved one. Yeah, I can see that. Okay, so just don't write loss of a loved one. Or loss. Loss of what? A shoe? If you're talking about somebody like Neruda, because he talks about some interesting things, such as sex, for instance. Yes, he does. Okay? So, yes. Explain to me why you say the loss of a loved one. So, go beyond loss, go to loss of a loved one, and then give me evidence. Okay? Does that make sense? In your words. I want to know what you think. It doesn't matter. Let's say you're doing poetry and you're not quite sure, but you have sort of a general idea. That's fine. I'm not going to argue with you all day. No, this is not the theme. I don't know what you're talking about. No. Let's do this. No, we're not. I want to know what you're thinking. I don't want to know what the critics are saying or the scholars. I give you guys that. When I do my highlights and all that, I input what they have to say. Okay? Along with mine, of course. But for this research project, I want to know what you have to say. I want your summary. And I want your thoughts here. Not the scholars, not the critics. Okay? So keep that in mind. Do you have any questions about this assignment? It's a fun one, isn't it? Okay. Research 1 is 5. Only one of those 5. Then, here we go. Don't forget the name of the person, of course. Title of the work. And you might want to tell me if it's a poem or a story. That helps. Quite often I get a title and I'm going, is that a poem? What is this? Okay. Does that make sense? Let's put that up here. Okay, so we have name, and story / poem. Tell me that. So, name of the individual, and then tell me yes. Title of the work, give me, oh yes, it's a story. Or a short story. Yes, it's a poem. And how do we do that again? Quotation marks. Okay? Fantastic. Give me a summary. In other words, the key ideas, the key points, the highlights. What is this poem about? What is this short story about? And then hit on these. Tell me about the setting. If it doesn't work because there's no setting in the poem, you can't figure, there's just no setting, and the person's just standing there and thinking in his head, thoughts and the like a little monologue, interior monologue, where you're hearing what the person has to say, okay, as we had in Teas's that story, that's fine. Then just go speaker and theme. Otherwise, if you're doing a story, do all three. Of course, if you have a poem and you can figure out the setting, that's great. Let me know the setting. Okay. All right. So that's your assignment for today. A little research, a little reading, a little writing. You've got everything. And this is fun because in a way you're going to teach me about a poem or a story. I'm looking forward to this. Here's the question of the day. Are you tech savvy? Not all of us are. Some of us are great at it. Some of us are just, if we can get the computer to work, woo, we're having a good day. Okay, so are you tech savvy? Again, folks, if you do happen to have a question regarding this assignment, feel free to contact me. Consult with me. I'm here to help you with it, okay? And other than that, it's, as I've said, it is due today. So everything here is due. That includes that wonderful question. I'm waiting for the answer. Are you tech savvy? Because then I might come to you and say, hey, I'm having a problem with this computer. What do you think? All right. So today, okay. Otherwise, if there are no questions, I wish you a superb day. Till next time, take care and bye-bye.